Hi, my name is Derek and welcome to the design class. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take you through parts of the class and how we use them. So if we pan the camera over here, what we can see is the design cycle. As you can see, we've got the 4 parts of design cycle and we've got the main vocabulary in there. This is used a lot. I made it myself. It's being used by all the teachers. It's also been useful for the parents. It's incredibly useful for the students as a very large 1-point-something meter visual display. And it's helping us to understand where we should be within part of our project. So the next part that I created was then looking at approaches to learning. And what we're doing is starting the classes off with an approach to learn. We are taking 1 or 2 points of this and then using that within the beginning of the course. The materials that we're using, we have the laser cutter. We'll come back to laser cutter later. We have 2 of our Creality Ender 3D printers. These are used prolifically a lot, so we have several teachers now who have skills in using the 3D printers. We have all of our sheets that we are cutting into, and we are storing a lot of that down here. We'll show you more about our storage later. We have our glue gun table. This is collapsible. Students come here to use the gluing. A lot of the work is held within these boxes, so we can use these either as a case of materials that are easy to use for the students, or we can use them as well to give a box to the class to put their resources in for a given task. We have more white wall to draw on. We have a central table here. We use this a lot for group activity for the entire class. So the students will gather around the table, and then we can do a central presentation on the table of whatever task we might be doing. It might be fashion, it might be Arduino, it might be some other craft. Whatever it is the teacher wants, the class activities around there. Obviously we have our data projection on the wall here. Behind this we have a lot of storage space. The storage space is mixed between grade 6, year 1, coming through all the way to the resources that are used for grade 10 or year 5. We have a lot of materials that can be hung up above our heads as well. We have a lot of these cables around. Obviously we've got another white wall here, and we've also got some cabinets for holding here electronics and other material as well. More cabinets here. On the tables, we do encourage students to use their laptops, so we have a power supply for every table. Now above the white wall, directly just pan the camera around, we also make a big, we use as a big impact here. We have the learner profiles. These got all 10 learner profiles here, and we use those within a lot of our sessions, if not every session. So I think that covers everything for the main design room. Going to continue? This is the team for the design. My name is Derek, and I'm the subject leader. And we also have
Emma, and I'm teaching design from grade 6 to 9.
And Patrick, I've been teaching design for quite some time, but this year I'm doing year 10. Next year I'm planning to be doing year 7.
Now this is just an example of what some students have been making. So the The task was to make something that could be helpful in an educational environment. And what they got here is an object that they can use to display things on the teacher's table. We've got a small box that they 3D printed in order to hold things. And we've even got an ornament that went wrong. But it's all part of the learning process. And this would have been an Iron Man's mask. Okay, that takes us on to the next part, which is the laser cutting. And what we've got here is something that I made myself for the class, which is a collection of learner profiles. And we've got all 10 learner profiles here, which we can use as a teaching aid in the classroom. And then this was used as a maquette in order to help the students know how to laser cut something, not just a 3D print, for the same task as these. So they were able to choose which method that they would use, which tool that they would use, either the laser cutter or the 3D printer. Very usefully within our class, we've got wires hanging all over the place. And what we're using these for is to display the students' work. This work comes from another teacher, and we're looking here at grade 6, MYP Year 1. And they are able to put their work up here, which obviously creates a fantastic culture in the class, where the students can display and be proud of the work they're doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is take you through something I created for the MYP Design, and this is showing the 16 key concepts for the course that we have to cover within the 5 years. So I made this in the laser cutter, and if I could just show it to the camera. So it's a regular polygon icosahedron, and we're using this to help the students to understand where the concepts come within the course. It's very useful for getting questions at the beginning of every class. So next, what I've got is I can introduce you to another short invention that I made, a quick invention. This is a dodecahedron, another regular, and this has got the 12 related concepts that again we can use to introduce the students to why and what we're focusing on within a given project. Here we have our fashion board. So what the students did is they took a collection of fashionable items and materials, and they linked those with keywords. So we've got hungry, good girl, interesting, jealous, talented, luxurious, etc. That was part of a big unit that we did earlier this year. Task from grade 6, year 1, when we're looking at sustainable cities. Here you can see a variety of student creations. This covers pretty much all of the age ranges. This is grade 10 here, year 5. Coming down, we've also got more information to grade 10. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you the resource room, and we'll start off with the laser cutter. The laser cutter is being used a tremendous amount. So we are cutting both mica plastic sheeting, and also we're also cutting into wood. So the laser cutter is cutting between 40 to 60 centimeters of material there. If you take the camera further in, we've also got some extra material, machinery for printing and cutting on the final. Now we'll just pan the camera around and take.
Laminator,
Heat press, vinyl cutter, plotter.
Okay, And in here we've got a massive assortment, a wide assortment of materials that we use across the courses mostly from grade 6 to 10. So we have a large collection of I think 20, is that right? Laptop
28.
computers for the students to use. We have a lot more boxes in here that are used to support student materials, either to hold a collection of materials or for the students to make their own collection or combination of materials for their given task. On the side here, we have all of the monitors, laptops, ready to power up. Below that, we have a lot of STEM equipment for robotics, for electronics. We have bits and pieces for fashion. We have more for STEM up here, more for fashion along here. Okay, so we'll just pan the camera around again, looking at some materials here. So we have the glue guns, we have tools here for soldering and for woodwork, metalwork. What else have we got? We've just got odds and ends to support everything that we've got there. Oh yeah, and we've also got obviously our colour copier, A4, A3 size. So this is used by a wide collection of teachers for a variety of reasons. What else do we have? The trolleys are used to take the laptops from classroom to classroom. So the teachers are able to borrow the laptops for their individual classes. Okay.
I'm in the way again.
You're in the way. And another thing we're using that is very popular here for all the teachers is the 3D printing. I say teachers, and I do mean the teachers. It's popular very much here. Another item that this is